attack on the Israeli soldiers by Hamas, by the jihadist group,
by the occupier,
and other terrorists.
By the people. No.
That will bring you all here on Global Matter. We follow the stories and bring you the report from anywhere to everywhere, either global, foreign, or diplomatic relations, even diaspora matter. And we bring you the behind the scene of the stories through our studio analysis. This hand that has represented the symbol of unity after the war in Rwanda.
Good and efficient legal process is one of the main things that we realize leads to the breaches of human rights in Nigeria.
My assessment of the war in Ukraine is very unfortunate.
Attack on the Israeli and attack on the Israeli soldiers by Hamas, by the jihadist group,
by the occupier,
and other terrorists.
By the people. No.
That will bring you all here on Global Matter. All right, thank you for taking the time to join us on the program today. The program is Global Matters, where we'll take a look at global issues around the world. On today's program, we're looking at the war in Gaza, the killings, the death, and global efforts to ensure that there's a ceasefire in this war, and humanitarian aid is able to be brought into the Palestinian territory. Joining me on the program this evening is the Palestinian Ambassador to Nigeria, His Excellency Ambassador Abdullah Shawesh, who is here to give us greater insight into what is happening. Ambassador, thank you for taking the time to join us on the program.
Thank you so much.
I start by expressing sincere condolence to you following the several killings, innocent women and children. I'm not talking about those that have been tagged terrorists, but the innocent women and children in Gaza.
Which is the majority of them, which is textbook genocide. I should be very, very, very clear from the very beginning. It's a textbook genocide that was conducted by the Israeli occupation against 12,000 Palestinian, innocent Palestinians, still 2,600 of them under the rappel, and unfortunately their bodies is decomposing, and we did not have the chance to bury them with the
Is your government in the first instance holding Hamas responsible for what is happening? You know why I said this? If Hamas had not gone into Israel on that fateful day to attack, kill and abduct the Israelis, this would not have happened. Is your government holding Hamas responsible for this?
Two things. You mentioned two things. If Hamas did not attack them in October 7, this will not happen. I agree with you. This will not happen as a bulk. Likewise, this in 40 days to kill 12,000 Palestinian people. But they will kill the 12,000 Palestinian, 120,000 Palestinian in the upcoming years. Because just one day before October 7th, October 6th, they killed 7 Palestinians. Just from the beginning of this year. They killed, till October 6th, they killed 152 Palestinians. One of them is Muhammad al-Tamimi, 2.5 years old. For fun, they sniped him. Again, for fun, they sniped him. This is the point. Because everyone wants us to start measuring the history as if it is just the galaxy itself was created in October 7, which is not true. They will not kill the Palestinians dozens, but they will kill them one by one. But by the end of the next 10 years, they will kill the 12,000 Palestinian people. Since Nakba 75 years ago, they killed more than 100,000 Palestinians. This is the point. Again, please, we want to be rational enough. You cannot isolate October 7 from its historical context. This is the point. Hamas attack them in October 7th. But you should take a look to the very deep history behind that. If Hamas did not attack them in October 7th, someone else will attack them in October 12, 2055. This is the issue. This is a natural reaction to this brutal occupation that making our life miserable life under the brutal occupation. Hamas is not in the West Bank. But since October 6th, October 7th till today, approximately 200 Palestinian, innocent Palestinians was completely killed. What's the problem with the Israeli is the occupation, not Hamas. Whether it is Hamas or other someone else, there is an occupation. This is a natural reaction from the Palestinian to resist the occupation. This is something entrenched in every human being. Unlike you, Tunde. You should, everyone, and you, not only you and your followers, should put yourself in our shoes. Just imagine your life to born in a refugee camp, to born for a father who's expelled, ethnically cleansed from his historical land, from his village. What you gonna do? This is very important issue to answer it. But again, everyone want us as a Palestinian to start thinking that the majority or the planet itself was created in October 7th, which is not true, which is completely not true. October 7th is another day of our struggle, another day of our battle, another day of what is happening to us under this.
Ambassador, when you say October 7th is our means, it's a collective responsibility. Is your government aligning with what Hamas did on October 7th?
My government, it's not only just my government. I mean the Palestinian Liberation Organization, which is the sole and the legitimate representative of the Palestinian, already 30 years ago signed with the Israeli government the Oslo Accord to put an end, to put a compromise, just to some extent a fair compromise, 22% to build our state and 22% of our historical land. So that also my government is just responsible of the Palestinian people, but not responsible of what is happening at October 7th. This should be very clear, but you cannot.
So your government is clearly denouncing the actions of Hamas on October 7th.
President Abbas, not only my government, the chairman of the PLO itself was declared long time ago. We gonna resist this brutal occupation with a non-violence means. But again, how did they facing him? How did they reacting to his call for a non-violence resist? And they called him day and night. He's a terrorist diplomat. This is how did they treated even President Abbas. They treated him. They call him a terrorist diplomat. This is the occupation again. Don't blame us. We are the victims. Again, we are the ultimate victims in this planet, and the ultimate victims, unfortunately, for not only the Israeli occupation and not only their supporters, but also the ultimate victim of the biased Western media outlet, who is all the time is trying to depict us as we are the anarchist people. We are the victim, the ultimate victim in this planet, in this history. We are the Palestinian.
Your Excellency, Ambassador, for the purpose of my viewers that are watching this program, would you please tell us the difference between the Palestinian government and Hamas?
No, again, as this is the same question that I used to face it. Hamas is part of the Palestinian people. Could you imagine that the current Nigerian government, which is I will not go into name, but if could you differentiate between the current political faction who is leading Nigeria today and the other political faction in Nigeria? It's the same thing. It's the same family.
So you're saying
but
Hamas is a harmed faction of the Palestinian group,
it's essential. It's essential faction, political faction of the Palestinian.
Harmed.
What did you mean? I
carry guns.
No. I mean Hamas again. Political factions. The Hamas is not the first political faction to carry guns against the Israeli occupation. Fatah before Hamas, Popular Front. This is not the first time, but again, because the media would like us all just to focus. Because if you corner Hamas, this means that you will win the game. You will win the battle, even in the media.
The narration.
No. Again, because I want to clarify in this regard. not only Hamas, we are a very rich political society. Likewise, you in Nigeria and everywhere in the world, we have Fatah, we have Popular Front, we have tens of many of political fraction, including Hamas and others. So that this is how our society was. This is the fabrication of our society.
Your Excellency, it is very unfortunate when we tune on our TV station and we see the bombardment, the killings of children in the airstrike, women. I mean, as of today, is on record that almost 10,000 Palestinians. 12,000.
And another 2,500 approximately under the rappel.
So approximately about
many
12,000
is still
Palestinians.
missing, unfortunately.
Many of them children and women.
The majority of them are children.
Children
yes.
killed.
Already killed. Already. We have already burned them.
Yet, Your Excellency, Hamas is still holding on to some hostages, and the U.S. say and Israel is saying release these hostages. Will that be the way forward to put an end to these killings if Hamas will just release these hostages? Do you think
there is 2 points here, because again, everyone would like us to take a look for the Israeli hostage, which is we did not deny this right, of course, for sure. But anyone ask himself how many Palestinian hostages in the Israeli jail? No one. Anyone know how many Palestinian children in the Israeli jail? No one. More than 300 of them. Anyone know how many women in the Israeli jail? No one. Anyone know that more than 2,500 Palestinians was jailed since October 7th? 3 of them was killed, assassinated in the jail under the brutal torch by the Israeli. This is the point. There is a lot of Palestinians in the Israeli jail, so that when you want to look to the hostages, people, you should look to the both sides, because it's very important. Again, because when you look to the issue from just the Israeli eyes or the Israeli point of view, this means that you are considering that the other human life, the other Palestinian life is meaning nothing, which is not fair. The other issue, even if they all the hostages back tonight to their homes in Israel and America and other places, this will not stop the war for very simple reason. Israel is deciding to expel the Palestinians, to continue the Palestinian Nakba, even if the hostages is back to their home tonight. The war will continue. The killing of the Palestinian people will continue, and they're gonna prove that to you, because Israel is deciding long since the very beginning day of this genocide, of this textbook genocide, of this war, if you want to name it like this, to expel the Palestinian people.
No, they said they're going to wipe out.
They want to expel.
They said they will wipe out Hamas, again, not the Palestinians.
No. This. What do you mean by what do you mean by Hamas? And do you think that more than approximately 5,000 children is Hamas? And even if they are Hamas, do you kill children? Which is not true. Do you think that more than 70% of them women, elderly person, and children, and all of those people is Hamas? Do you think that? It's not. There is no logic. But let me just continue, because it's very important.
Yes.
Israel is declaring the first in the short run they want the hostages to be home, which is. And this will, they declare that, or trying to say that this will put an end to the war. But I can assure you, this will not put an end to the war, because they have a very old dream, 1954. They have a very old dream since 1954, after 6 years of Nakba, to expel the Palestinians from Gaza Strip, in particular from Gaza Strip to Egypt. And they are trying. Could you imagine that they are destroying the universities, which no one is touching it? They are destroying the hospitals still today. Because they want to make sure that this place will not be a livable place, Gaza.
Occupation and siege on Al-Shifa Hospital, they said they found weapons there, and they found shaft of tunnel under the
Where is the tunnel?
Hospital.
Please, where is the tunnel? And the question is, will we believe the Israeli occupation? This is the Israel.
Are you questioning?
No, I'm not questioning. I'm telling you, they are completely liars. I'm gonna tell you before.
Are you saying this is untrue?
It's completely not true. Not 99%.
No tunnel found.
Not 99%, 100%.
Are you saying no weapon found?
Absolutely. We even
they displayed that.
They displayed it.
They displayed that to the world to see.
Yes. Did they display that?
Did they?
Oh, wait a minute. Did they accompany some neutral, for example, neutral media outlet with them to discuss that, to discover that, and the first witnesses that this is the weapons that they found it in Shifa? I can't bring all of these women and put it and displays it to say that. But no, please. Another very important point. Israel itself was building a very big lie, which is land without people for people without land. This is the main slogan that Israel was built upon it. So that Israel till today, with all the evidence denying that they conducting the massacres against the Palestinian people, they did not. Let me just tell you another issue. They deny our existence as a Palestinian. Israel deny many of its political leaders today denying our existence. There is nothing called Palestinian people at all. And I can share with you a lot of videos to that. Could you imagine? We are not existing according to them, but they are fighting us. They are fighting ghosts. We are not existing. So that when it came to what the evidence they are bringing, we cannot trust, and any rational one cannot trust the Israeli occupation. Even their supporter, the American, they retracted their beliefs about the Shifa hospital. Again, how to put an end to this unlimited lies from the Israeli? The Human Rights Council, the many intergovernmental respected body from all around the world should and will going to have an inquiry position, so that this inquiry commission came to investigate this
because
issue.
Of my time, I'm running out of time. You were in the United Nations before you...
8 years.
Are you surprised? Are you shocked that the United Nations Security Council, the United Nations General Assembly, they both failed to help the Palestinian people, either by way of calling for a ceasefire or in guaranteeing that Israel puts an end to this?
No, I'm not surprised, because again, I'm the son of the United Nations itself. I'm the man of the history itself. Behind the history, since the start, the beginning of this issue, since 1967, United States of America, who's having the veto right, used the majority, more than 50% of its vetoes against the resolution was used against the Palestinian people. So that when it came to this, no, I'm not surprised at all, because we are used to know, or we are became familiar with how this paralyzed body, which is the Security Council, a complete paralyzed body, the Security Council again, how it worked. And when it came, even when they adopted the last resolution, I'm not going to judge this resolution. When they adopted it, the Israeli representative there declared it. We will not abide by it. Israel is a country, is a state above the international law. Everyone is knowing that. Israel is the grumpy, spoily teenager, according to how did the Western country treated it. So that whether it is in the General Assembly took more than 1,000 resolutions. None of it adopted. None of it implemented. I mean, none of it implemented because Israel did not want to implement it. Could you imagine if some other country from the South country used or treated or stand against any one of these resolutions, talked against it? Could you imagine? Just one example. Russia today. 15,000 different type of sanction against Russia, because they considering Russia that did not stand to abide by the Security Council, or the General Assembly resolutions. 15,000 different type of sanctions. Part of it is touching their cats.
Your Excellency, we'll come back to look at this issue, but in few seconds, I need you to look at the camera and pass a message to Israel. They are watching this program, and to the Nigerian government concerning this war.
The international law. One word. We, the Palestinians, have one word, one song, one lips. We will not change it. The implementation of the international law. You, as the Israeli, tried tens of years ago, the logic of power against the Palestinian people. We did not surrender, and we will not surrender. Only the negotiation table. President Abbas is there. Ramallah is there. Go to sit to the negotiation table. All the military solution will not serve, because we are a human being. We will continue to resist you. We will not accept to be your slave.
But the resistance should be without
all the legitimate, with all the
violent resistance.
We are.
There should be no more
President Abbas, again, they know that. They themselves know that President Abbas day and night is calling for a non-violence resistance, and they're considering him the terrorist
All right, thank you so much, His Excellency Ambassador Abdullah Shawesh, the Palestinian Ambassador to Nigeria. Thank you for coming on the program to shed some light on the issues today.
Thank you so much for having me.
We sincere condolences on the number of children.
Thank you so much.
Children, innocent children, women.
All the innocent people, all the human beings, we should send a deep condolence to them.
We need to go now, Your Excellency. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Sir. All right, this is how far we can go. Thank you.